Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and a lot of people have been making a video if I was in charge of WoW, or how would I change World of Warcraft, or if I was in charge of Blizzard, or stuff like 9 ways to change World of Warcraft for the better. Since these videos are going around, and I felt like, hey, I'm a pretty satisfied customer when it comes to World of Warcraft. I'm still enjoying Rogue, still enjoying PvP, and I love it. PG all the time, I skirmish all the time, Arena sometimes now. Just kind of sitting on my rating currently. But I do have some ideas myself, and I felt like because I'm a satisfied customer, I should make this video. A lot of people that are making this video are usually somewhat unsatisfied with the game at its current state, and usually would want to see something for the better, but this is something a satisfied customer would like to see. I do have my ideas of my own, and I'm a participant in World of Warcraft all the time. I really do enjoy the game, and I have a lot of fun with it, and I feel like my opinion somehow would actually, benefit the cause. Let's just go with that. So without further ado, let's get onto some ideas that I've made ever since I was a wee little lad starting my experience in Cataclysm. First thing is, make every patch chaotic. Crazy class changes and experiments to specs. New things added all the time, no matter how OP or poorly scaled they could be. New things to do with like resources like embers and soulstones, or even holy power for warriors. Maybe more finishers for rogues. Just more stuff that you can do with resources that are given. More passives and abilities that have cool effects or have even a niche mechanic. And just tone it down, up and down as the patches go on. Just more excitement in the game. Just throw a bunch of cool ideas. Maybe they're overpowered, maybe they're underpowered, and just tone it as the game goes on. People just want to see more cool things to do and try and play with their characters. Maybe even new talents that are just crazily overpowered, and just tone them up and down as it goes. Just throw a basket of chaos, and people will be fine if things are overpowered. If you tone them down later down the line, as the community needs and wants them, you can tone them for PvE and PvP purposes, whatever. Just make it chaotic every time, because then there's excitement, because you never know what's going to be the greatest thing. What should I stack? What should I build? What ability should I go for? Stuff like that. I think it's the biggest advantage to the game is just to make it chaotic and unpredictable. I think it's just one of the coolest things you can do to World of Warcraft. Second, more instances. That's dungeons, BGs, arenas, and even bring back scenarios. Like, why the hell not? We use old content and old areas to create these places. The Horde vs Alliance call for BGs is a whole, like, it's given a whole new expansion to roam around. Why not Frostfire BG, where you collect resources and summon a flying drake, fly it over the enemy base, use bombs to bomb the bases, or some crazy team deathmatch, or somewhere in Gorgrond with all the hills and grasslands and everything, and make scenarios come back as old raids or old content and such. And why not just make more things for people to do, more things for people to queue into. Just, you have so many resources, and why not bring scenarios back? You can make scenarios like, a lot of people have had this idea. Bring back scenarios and make them show off like important key moments within World of Warcraft lore, like, I don't know, maybe like the Siege of Garrosh, you can go back in time and revisit it. Maybe like when Lich King first sprouted, and like those events that were in-game, people can go back and do them. And make it also difficult, all the PvE content. That's a whole nother thing. And now on to the other thing, make PvE hard. LFR should never show you the last boss battle, only half the battle. Then force players to play in normal raids, but they will need heroic dungeon gear before that, and make heroic scenarios. Make dungeons and scenarios hard. Like, there's plenty of casual content in the game as is to enjoy, but if people want to see PvE big boss fights at the end for them, then make him spend the time in the game, and by the time they spend all this time trying to see the big boss fight and the end game, then they're already invested into the game. And why would people have to get the easy way out of LFR? It's almost like being able to go on YouTube and just see the end of the game, and then you're like, oh well, no need for me to play the game. But here they played the game, and they've seen the end boss battle, and they're like, well, I'm good. Subscribe for a month, got my LFR done, I'm out. Make people invest into the game, to join the cult of World of Warcraft and cult of Blizzard, to join this community of, this world that everybody is hanging out in all the time and everything. I think it'd be great. Just make people invest time if they want to actually see endgame content. Don't make LFR show you the whole boss battle. Make it like half the battle, maybe like fourth the battle, and they get poor looking gear, and that's it. And make them really invest time to even see like the basic things in the game. So then people will be most likely invested and will enjoy it, and they'll interact with the community, and they'll voice opinions about the game, and add ideas, and then you'll have a better, more interactive community, I feel like, out of that in this sense. Fourth is character uniqueness. I'm not gonna spin around talking about this because it's a very broad topic. Character uniqueness kind of goes with the first idea, make a ton of characters customizations. Let's think bizarre. Like, all the characters look differently, right? They can have different face, different hair, different skin tone, whatever. But what if we made each character actually different? Like, what if you combine Arms Warrior spec and a Frost Mage spec, and you made like a hybrid thing, kind of like a Frost DK, but not really, more like a magical warrior person guy, and you just, you know, take masteries and stats off of other classes, so you can have like a warrior with certain Frost Mage abilities, like, you know, maybe he's attacking, he's generating icicles, and then you take the mastery of a Frost Mage where those icicles deal more damage, and then your shadow damage is increased or something, or, you know, just mix it up a bit, so then you can have like kind of hybrids, caster, melee classes, and again, it will be all chaotic, but then you'll have an easier time nerfing things, because if, let's say, you have a prod pally with bear tank masteries, you just nerf the bear tank mastery, and that's what made him OP, and that's easy. You just nerf the masteries themselves, the little bits and pieces that make it overpowered. I feel like that'd be kind of interesting, and it'd be a little bit easier to balance out. Not by a ton, not by a much, but somewhat sorta easier to balance it, at least in my opinion. Number 5, questing. Either make it more fun or make you skip through it. Either make questing rewarding, and actually maybe over time as you quest a character, you collect pieces of gear eventually to be for a cool mog. Maybe not like a full set, but just cool little pieces that just look unique and almost like they can look great with any other set when, you know, added into it. Say you get like tier 8 set and you added the shoulders of the questing and you're like, oh my god, looks amazing or something. Maybe like specific weapons, or maybe even like, I don't know, just extra things like a dagger on your belt. Whatever belt you wear, you're gonna have a dagger on your belt. Things like that. Or if you're not going to take time to invest for people to have a, you know, really just rewarding questing experience, and you just really want for people to get to end level, just make questing quicker. Just make people skip through questing as easily as possible, make it as painless as possible, so that people can actually just, you know, get to the end content if that's where you're investing most of your time into. If that's where you want players to see, I think they, you know, having players get to end game content as quickly as possible would be a better option if you are planning on doing so. I guess, who am I talking to? Blizzard? Yeah. Number 6, make dailies and rep grinds actually a thing and become important. You can kind of bring it back in maybe not a boring way, kind of more or less a fun way or whatever. I don't know how you would do it. But like, if somebody does spend like hours and hours doing dailies and grinding rep, they should be hands down rewarded like generously for the things that they do. Maybe like a cool piece of gear that's very much unique to everybody else's, like some cool PvE effect that makes them a little bit overpowered. Maybe like looks really cool, or, you know, like just and as well as, of course, mounts for sure. Like, you gotta be rewarding people that are investing time into the game, so then other people will see, oh hey, he invested time into the game and he got rewarded, maybe I should try that. And then you pretty much have people playing the game more often because they are looking for different goals and they're trying to, you know, make their character better and customize themselves and, you know, achieve new great things. And I think that's just one of the coolest things that has been driving me personally into the game for the longest time. Just being able to work for these different achievements and driving myself towards all these, you know, different experiences to better my character. I mean, the character customization and character work is something people really do heavily enjoy, and this is something they value. Of course, I can only speak, again, from my personal perspective, as that is something I deeply value. Number 7, professions. First of all, I'll say it right now, I don't really care for professions. They're kind of dead in general because Garrison's kind of killed them out, but like, Garrison's made blacksmithing and engineering easy for me, so I can make rockets and, you know, goblin gliders and everything for myself as needed. But there's a lot of stuff I could say, like, I wish they would have done this differently, but it's kind of too late in the expansion to really say that, so I feel like I'm just not even gonna say it. But what they should do is, if people really do like professions, and I mean, like, I look up forums, I look up what other people want, and some people do really want professions back to be like their end game thing. Why don't they bring back professions? And if you'll do like some crazy amount of farming and these quests just because of your profession, and you keep doing there's some difficult things where you have to farm a ton, fight some crazy boss, and then do other things that has their profession base, maybe like make 1,000 different lockpicks as a blacksmith in order to unlock some master key, or infuse them together for like some, you know, I don't even know, some Oblivion type of lockpick, like a skeleton key kind of deal that never breaks, and you just try picking a lock or something, and then some boss comes out, and then you fight him, and then you're like, whoa, and then you get, after fighting him, you get recipes for amazing suit of armor, no matter what class spec you are. So then as a blacksmith, you could be like Molten Blacksmith or something with a Draenor mix to it, you know, something crazy like that. And it'll be a lot like challenge mode gear, where it just looks cool and you transmog into it, but it's something that only they can get, and make it extremely difficult to get. So then people that do get it, they can really feel proud about their accomplishments, you know? Even if it takes them like a whole expansion, they'll be in the end like, I got this. I invested the time, I did it, and it's like, they'll feel unique. And it's not like, you know, I mean, I think it wouldn't be all that bad, honestly. It might not be that bad at all. You know, people might enjoy it. People might not, but the people that do grind a lot, those are the guys that seem to be like, I really want professions. So that's kind of what I'm really going off of, is the people that have, you know, clamored for it, the people that said they do want it. So that's the only really thing I can go off. Professions, but I feel like I might as well add it in the game. I mean, it's professions. They've been around for the longest time in the game. They haven't been a thing really in general, and I never cared for them. But there's people that do. So I was thinking like, why would they not? You know, why not make him unique? Why not make him extreme? I actually think I spent a little bit too much time talking about this, and I don't even care that much for professions. Funny. Number 8, and that is the last one, more seasons for PvP. Hearthstone has a season a month, why not make every season 3 months in WoW? And for gear color, recolor, or for the next year, or just add an extra spike on the shoulder, like PvPers don't really care. Or you could do something cool, like make a layered set, right? Just think of a design like in like a layered set, and in the first season you get the first layer, and second you get like the second layer version of the set, like, you know, the first plus second layer, and then the third layer. So you can just have like same set. All you have to do is for the first season take off all the cool layers and just, you know, keep some cool things that make it look unique, and then just layered on top of one another just from the same set as the season goes on, and then make it so like in the end set that'll be like the gear that you get at the very end. So this is something like that PvPers can look out for. Have the time, even if you guys do, even if Blizzard does kind of like, oh, this set doesn't really look cool, we'll transmog anyway. We have that, but it would be cool if they made the set look cool. Maybe like the end game set, that'd be kind of unique, and some people will be like, oh no, I'm fine with the layered set. It's like, you know, I'm building up for my character, and that's part of the game and whatnot. But I would just think like more seasons. Yeah, honestly, they could just recolor. One day you could have a rogue set that's purple, and then red, then blue, then yellow, and it look like a banana. We don't care. We're PvPers. We just want to get more seasons in PvP. So that's really it. Yeah, that's I think that comes to the end of the ideas that I had. Please do consider, if you said to the end of the ideas, I am a PvPer. I used to PvE, like I would really take some time into it, and I still enjoyed it. Like general PvP is pretty great, but like, I don't know, I'm a PvP kind of guy. Like, if PvE was all that amazing, and then it was just like, I would love it, maybe I would be PvEing more often and raiding and all that jazz. But I'm a PvPer. I think the chaoticness to PvP, just, you know, the different changes to classes, just bizarre things. Some things become overpowered, some things become underpowered. I think that should happen a lot more often in PvP, because then players get to be like, whoa, my class was underpowered, but now they're super strong for whatever reason. Cool, you know, just, and then you just tone things up and down as needed in order to get the balancing as close to the game as possible. But in the end, you're going to end up keeping the game a lot more exciting, and with that in mind, as the game is, you know, going to continue to be exciting, I think that'll just be a great experience for everybody. That's the only way I can put it. And that's just something, all I can do is talk about the experiences that I have had, and pretty sure there's other PvPers that can relate to what I'm talking about. Especially the last one about seasons. God, just make more seasons. Like, what do the seasons do to you? You're not gonna bring us battlegrounds, not arenas, nothing like that. No, you're not gonna give us more stuff to do, and the whole Horde versus Alliance conflict is really just left in Ashran, which nobody wants to go to. I'm sorry, but like, yeah. I don't know, that's the best ideas that I could come up with, and this is just something I did on the spot, didn't really put too much effort into. But what do you guys think? Yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Dalaran. Let me know what your ideas are, and if you agree or disagree with any of my questions. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.